Hello beautiful people, I am DJ and welcome back to my channel Indian Cooks and Books. And first of all, I would like to thank all of you lovely people for leaving all those lovely comments on my last week's video, because I wasn't feeling very well last week and I said that in my video, and you guys came up with such encouraging and kind words, and I would like to really thank all of you. I feel much better now, and I also had a very good reading month this July, and I am planning to make August also a really good reading month. So here are my August reading plans for you. Let's get started. I've been thinking for a while that I need to read more Indian books. Then I found a new readathon on Instagram. 4 bookstagrammers on Instagram have been running this readathon called Discovering India Readathon. I will leave their handles on the screen and their links in the description, and their Instagrams have a lot more information about this. In their story highlight, they have so many recommendations for this readathon, and they have 4 prompts. I will read all 4 prompts now. The first prompt is read literature from Indian regions of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Orissa, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. These are the regions, states from where lot of books get published into English, maybe translated into English, or they are lesser known books or lesser translated languages, the regional languages. So it's a good initiative that their prompt is encouraging us to read more from the states or regions that are lesser known. Prompt number 2 is books by Indian women in translation. Prompt number 3 is books written in English by Indian women. And prompt number 4 is books written by an Indian diaspora author. I love all their prompts. So this month I have in August, on my August TBR or reading plans, I have these 3 books. 2 of them I talked about in last week's video, which is first the Yogini by Sangeeta Bandyopadhyay. I always mess up the name. It's such a nice name, Sangeeta Bandyopadhyay. And this is for the prompt for Indian women in translation. And the other one is Jhumpa Lahiri's whereabouts, which can be counted for prompt number 4, which is Indian diaspora author. And I have acquired a new exciting book just today, and I'll be reading it next month, and that is China Room by Sunjeev Sahota, and this was longlisted for this year's Booker Prize, and this is also an Indian diaspora author. So these 3 are the ones that I'm really excited. Look at these nice hardcover copies. I'm like so looking forward, so excited to read these, and I have high expectations from them. So I'm also double dipping for this one as a Women in Translation month book, because August is also Women in Translation month, and I will be reading this translated book by a woman, and an Indian woman at that, and I'm very excited. So I have other couple of recommendations for this readathon. If you want to read another prompt, I have read both of these books last year, and I would like to recommend them. Look at these beautiful covers. Girls Burn Brighter by Shobha Rao and Latitudes of Longing by Shubhangi Swarup. And these are both books written in English by Indian women, and they fit the prompt number 3, I think. This one is set in Andaman Island, and the writing is beautiful. I really like the writing in this one, and this one is little more thrillery. I don't know, I felt little sad after this. There are types of books that I read and feel sad about India, the state of this country. This is one of those, like the poverty, absolute horrible things happening in the country, and if you are not put off by that sort of a thing, then maybe you could read this one. And there are more. This is like one of my favorites that I read this year by Avni Doshi, and in India it's called Girl in White Cotton, but it is more widely known as Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi. It is a book about a toxic relationship between a mother and daughter pair, and it's excellent. And also I've been making my way little by little through this A Suitable Boy. So I also recommend this for a book that is written by an Indian diaspora author. And even more than my recommendations, if you check out the Instagram story highlights of the bookstagrammers that I'm going to link in the description, they have so many of them, and I'm sure you will find very good books there. Moving along, so the next book that I'm planning to read in August is a Japanese book. I'm being a little bit adventurous now, but I have received an ARC or Advanced Reader's Copy from NetGalley, and thank you NetGalley for this Japanese book called Tokyo Noboru Saka Kudaru Saka, which means Tokyo slopes climbing up, climbing down, and it's a very interesting synopsis, I think. So there is a woman in her 30s whose father dies, and after he dies, he leaves her a list of slopes in Tokyo. And he's a very funny man who used to move houses every couple of years, and only requirement for the house that he would move to was that it would be located on a slope in Tokyo, and not just any slope, a slope which has a proper name. So there is a interesting slope in Tokyo called Yurezaka, which means a ghost slope. So I am really excited to discover some really cool places in Tokyo by reading this, and maybe I'll make a video about me like screen recording me going through different slopes in Tokyo on Google Maps or Google Earth or something like that. I would love to do something like that, combine this book, and there are maps also I've heard in this book, and I'm really excited to get to it. And it's written by Hoshio Sanae, and I will let you know what happens later, maybe some point in August. The second book that I am planning to read is by an author that I have newly read and liked, Lily King, and I read her Writers and Lovers in the beginning of this year. And an arc that I received is called 5 Tuesdays in Winter, and I am excited to read it because it is a collection of short stories, and it is written from perspectives of different endearing characters, unique characters, and it is about desire and heartache and love, and sounds really interesting to me. So I'll be reading that. And the last book that I have on my August reading plan is called A Dinner Party, a Tragedy, written by Sarah Gilmartin, and it's highly recommended by Bob the Bookerer, and he talked about the book in one of his videos. I think he made a video separate about it also, but I haven't watched it because I want to read the book first and then I will go back and watch that video. But his description of the book got me interested enough to read it, and I luckily received an advance copy. It will be released probably at the end of the year. The Lily King book is going to be released in September, and the Japanese book has already been released, so I'm a little bit late, but I will nonetheless read it and review all these 3 books on my Goodreads or on somewhere, and I will let you know how I like them. I have such excitement for the reading plans of this month, and I hope you guys are hyped up too, and you guys are also reading very exciting books. And let me know, what are you excited for in this month, what book you would like to get to this month, and let's chat more about it. I will see you next week, and till then, please take care. Good night. Goodbye.